from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
Hello again, and welcome to another edition of our Marked Out Wrestling Podcast Wednesday version. Formerly Who Won Wednesday, but AEW won everybody last week with the highest ratings. So for Blood and Guts, I argued with you on Monday. Argued with the you I'm talking to is my co-host Bionic Brian. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, Adam. How are you, man?
Yeah, I argued with you that overall, I thought tonight's card was better. As a quick hot take, I think it delivered on a lot of levels. We'll still break down. There's some flaws here and there. Of course, I've got a production bitch point at some point.
Oh,
so
no.
you know, can't go an episode without me doing that. Joining us is going to be on the YouTube live chat board. We got Juan Rodriguez. What's up, buddy? Christopher Stikelether, Soji, DP. More filing in with our late start, as I'm sure they will. But overall, Brian, not a lot of story was told tonight. It is the important thing. Whether you like some of it or not, I definitely think there are some portions that were not as good as others, if you're painting the glass half full. But they did their job tonight in telling stories.
They did, yeah, especially setting up for Double or Nothing. I mean, now the card is kind of shaping up too after what we saw tonight. But like you said, there was a little bit of everything. You had some violence with the tag team match with the Bucks and SCU.
Oh, don't blow your wad. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, no, you're right. And even in the main event, I mean, that was a really good main event.
And that's where we should start.
There's just a lot of stuff that happened. Yeah.
The main event, of course, you're referring to, in case somebody's tuning in and not tuning in right after watching Dynamite, was Darby and Miro. I thought I kind of predicted this last week because I think you're setting up for a Darby Sting Paige Scorpio match at Double or Nothing, which is again what this night was all about, is setting up Double or Nothing. And I think that's what happened. Of course, Paige and Scorpio attack after the match. But let's talk about the match. I think, and I want to start with the good, the positive for you, Brian. I think the majority of Darby's shine spots were perfect. However, the believability on me or anyone really that Darby is going to almost choke Miro out. I mean, I watched it. I still don't believe it, Brian. That part I had issues with.
What? So what? With just the choke?
Yeah, how long it lasted. Like, I think it should have been short. It should have been so much shorter. It should have been very quickly, where Miro just is like, dude, you weigh 98 pounds. I'm going to stand up.
Gonna flicks him off. Yeah.
And I'm going to fling you like nothing.
Yeah.
Or, every other part of Darby's shine, the two stunners, the other stuff was quick enough where I can believe that he caught Miro off guard. The whole speed versus strength battle that exists in life. That was believable. But that you gave him pause by getting on his back, I mean, I'm sorry, I have kids. It would be like me flinging my daughter off.
Yeah, no, you're right. I do like how they kind of did protect Darby, even though he did drop the title. I think they still protected him in that there was the pre-match beatdown with Miro, right? Him softening up before the match, and that's kind of an excuse for not an excuse, but it's a little bit easier to say that Darby lost to Miro when already it was an uphill battle to begin with.
Yeah, I mean that's the key, is that they did a good job of. I mean, really, though, Brian, you want to talk about softening up. Did you really have to go this far? You threw him downstairs last week. He's supposed to be already softened up. But, yeah, they definitely did everything they could to protect Darby, who they were trying to pump up a lot. Oh, he's 16 in a row, about to do his 10th title defense. Definitely protected him. I think it's weird that we don't have we always have the TNT title as the main event here, but it works itself out tonight because it was worthy of it. Let's talk about the ending. Why is Dark Order the ones to come running out to chase off Scorpio and Ethan Page after they attack Sting?
That is kind of. I mean, I guess because of Darby and I mean they're all faces, so I guess by proxy? Is that
was there some contractual obligation to get like a shit ton of people on twice tonight?
Yes, there's that, and Lance Archer and fucking Jake have to walk out at the end of the episode. It has to happen,
and
TNT
so
demands it.
So the Jake and the Archer thing, I have no problem with. They've been involved with Darby and Sting, and you want to do Archer? Hey, I'm coming for you, Miro, next. At Double or Nothing, this sets up the one match I talked about, the tag team Darby and Sting versus Scorpio and Page, which hasn't officially been added, even though so many other matches are official.
Right.
And then you have Miro and Archer that I think will get added. So we'll unpack the rest of them that are added because that's what the whole fucking show was tonight. But overall, I'm happy Miro has the belt. I'm happy the Darby run is over. I don't think it was great, but I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people have made it out to be. Like the haters that have hated on Darby, they're unjustified.
Wait, say that again. There was a lot of the haters are unjustified.
Yeah, why have they don't make great points in their hate. I mean, I don't like the Darby thing, but I don't hate it. Never hated it.
Are you talking about him with Sting or just him as a TNT?
Him as the TNT champion. Him, I despise the fact that he's can quick pin bigger guys.
Yeah.
But now that it's in the rearview mirror, Miro has the title and stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of happy that he's kind of moved on. I am a little hesitant in the whole because now he, like you said, now it's going to be him and Sting against Scorpio and
Karate Man
and Karate Man, exactly. So I don't know that on paper that doesn't really do much for me. I don't know. I'm hoping that Darby doesn't get just kind of like I don't want him to go away. You know, I want him to stay in the picture.
He will. He's now part of the tag division.
I don't know about that, man. He's supposed to be like there with like one of their homegrown stars, and you're just gonna put I don't know. I guess it is a big deal that he's gonna be tagging with Sting.
Yeah, he's their Jeff
As you can
Hardy.
See, I'm going back
it.
and forth about this.
If they can't get Jeff out of the WWE contract to reunite with Matt, then Darby will. Daniel Price wants to correct everyone. Technically, Darby threw himself down the stairs, is what he's saying here. So, and then Miro's shoulders were down when he did his finisher. Is what Stike wants to say.
Off the second one, right? Off of the second stunner.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah.
Didn't look like he kicked out.
It didn't.
He should have counted 3.
It did look like he tried, which makes me shocked that you couldn't buck kick that 98-pounder.
Right.
What happens? That's other stuff. I'm not reading your off-topic comments board. We'll have to wait there. Soji's asking, why is Sting in a match with a high flyer like Scorpio? Because he doesn't have to do any of the high flying. Darby does. That's why they're paired together.
Yeah, I mean, Sting isn't really. You saw it tonight, and you've seen what he can do in AEW. He's going to do a couple of those judo chops.
And Daniel Price says,
Scorpion Deathlock.
Again, he says his shoulders were down. If WWE did that, people would be blowing up their Twitter right now. Hey, I still contend that Kenny Omega is not the champ. Matt Sydal is the champ. Okay, if you want to point out tonight was not nearly as bad as Matt Sydal's victory because the ref had to stop the count. It's just whatever. I've gone on that rant. I don't want to get off topic. Main event.
Yeah, it's okay.
Solid main event. Why you throw Dark Order out there, why you have to do the obligatory brawl, and as Brian has now pointed out, and I didn't realize it, the obligatory Jake Roberts and Archer movement.
I don't know, man. I kind of like it. I look forward to it every episode.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to go back to the curtain. The curtain started us off with Mox and Yuji Nagata. Now, everybody on announce team wants to make sure we know that Nagata was last on TNT 23 years ago. I didn't know that. The more important things I didn't know is that he trained Tanahashi and Okada, which is some of the few names I've heard of from overseas. That's impressive.
That's even I didn't know that, actually. So you just saying that, that's a pretty big. I actually started.
The announce team said that tonight. I didn't know that.
I know. I must have missed that. I came in right as they were already in the ring. I missed entrances and stuff. So
now I don't know if he, I don't know shit here. So I don't know if they're like that's who trained them or if they spent some time in his school. I don't know what the relationship is there. It could go either way. So, Nagata, I do have to say a little something. I know he's an older wrestler, as I said 23 years ago. I didn't so much care for his chops. His feet were fire, and he made Moxley look fast. Now, with that said, everybody needs to take fucking notice and watch of Yuji Nagata throughout this match because, although it was a slow start and some of those were nitpicky parts that I just said, Brian, he knows how to tell a fucking story in the match because he's selling moves, he's making the faces, he's acting affected by whatever Mox was doing at a time, if it was targeting his foot, his back, his whatever. That to me is like, oh Jesus, why don't we have that anymore?
Yeah, this was a very New Japan, even like the whole style of the match, just the whole presentation of it. And one of the cool things too, did you watch it? Yeah, because you're not watching both shows. So Moxley came out to fucking Wild Thing, which is pretty weird. I don't think he's done that before, right?
It was the Trogs Wild Thing.
What do you mean the Trogs Wild Thing? Trogdor?
Well, as opposed to Major League, Ricky Vaughn. Trogs is the band.
Trog. Say it again. What is it? Trog?
The band who sings the song, you fuck.
I don't even know that. I don't know that. I hear a studio cat coughing in the background though.
Wow. So not only do you suck at movies and TV, now you also suck at music references.
I'm
only watching one show tonight, so I'm hearing the announcers. They said it.
Oh.
Yeah. Just to try and help you. Anyway, you're a lost cause.
I must have missed that, man.
You're a lost cause.
That was, yeah.
Overall, though, I think they need to find a middle ground here. They need to find a guy who is able to do a little more with Mox to challenge for the championship to make us believe that he would take it. But again, Nagata, I'm sorry. Like, there were good matches on the card tonight and a couple match of the night contenders that were head and shoulders above this match, Brian. But I don't think anybody told the story quite the way like Nagata did. And I know what you're saying. It's a very Japanese style there. But shit, I don't know.
I think it was smart to have it on the as the opener though.
True.
Right? I mean, this was a pretty intriguing match just because of the whole, Forbidden Door gimmick that's
no
going
disagreement there. My one misbooking, and I never understand that, is why the AEW Championship is always at the start of the second hour and not the main event. And the TNT title is always the main event. Is that some contractual TNT thing? Because you would think that you want an alternating thing or your championship is the main event. But, this, you're right, is the perfect curtain.
Wait, what are you talking about? I mean, the belt wasn't on the line tonight, though.
But a contendershach was for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, but that's not for the belt, so... I understand what you're saying, but
when we get there, the moments that end that match and segment should have closed the show.
Yeah.
As opposed to an Archer run out with Dark Order is my point. Let's see here on the board. Moxley's going to break someone's neck if he's not careful. Getting guys kind of high on the paradigm shift. When he hit it, I cringed. DP says, no, I think that's probably just Yuji and selling it. I don't know. I don't know that necessarily Mox is doing anything to somebody that they're not welcoming. Mox has come out to Wild Thing when he faced Lance Archer and Juice Robinson. So maybe it's his IWGP theme is what Stike is telling us here.
New Japan and JPW?
Well, the belt was IWGP.
Well, that's the name of the belt. It's not the name of the...
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, no.
Shit, fuck me. I didn't know. I thought there was two different... I thought it was like, two of the alliances overseas. My bad.
No. It's all New Japan. It means International Wrestling Grand Prix. That's the acronym.
It's all the same. Got it.
Yeah.
Cody is up next with his announcement. We speculated, is it going to be a AEW related announcement, or is it going to be a Cody related announcement? And Brian, I'll paint a little picture for you.
Please.
Agogo is not from this country. He's a Brit.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently, and I don't know this, but I gathered it from what Cody was saying. He blasted the U.S. on Twitter or social media or whatever. And Cody comes out, and there are parts of this promo that are great, and there are parts of this that I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's clearly playing the U.S. versus the foreign guy, Agogo card. Agogo's attacking the U.S., so let's do it. Let's get the USA chance. He makes a comment that's weird. I wrote this one down. Argument makes us who we are. Is that really a defining American trait?
Argument makes us who we are. I don't even know what that means now that you just break it down like that.
I mean, I'll tell you what it means. It's time to start name dropping people. Everybody you can think of that's a great Brit after you trash Agogo for coming to America and working here. He even name dropped Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson's cool though.
Right, so we're okay here. And then as soon as Willie comes out, and I have no problem, I want to preface this with anything he said. It's just the context shift was very weird. He's like, proud to be American, proud to be American. By the way, in 1961, there was segregation. You're like, wait.
Okay. Yeah, that was a little strange. I will give you that.
Okay.
that was bizarre.
Where are we going with this? And he's like, and now I'm going to have a beautiful white American princess, black American princess daughter that is representing both races. And I'm like, okay, everything you just said was great. Where are you going, buddy? And then he flips back and he's like, only me and my brother can do it. So for one night only, I'm not the American nightmare. Justin, take notes. I'm going to be the American dream. But I'm still confused about the whole, just detour there on the race stuff. Go watch it. You got to go watch it.
No.
I'm not talking to you. Rob was asking, he's like, are you talking about Cody? Rob just walked to the studio.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the whole thing was a little weird. I think the big thing was Cody obviously saying that he's going to be the American dream.
Which was awesome. And the bookends of this promo, that's why I'm so torn, Brian. The bookends of this promo were great. The middle was shite.
Well,
not shite in the sense of what he was saying. It was just like, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm with you. But again, the feud with Anthony Agogo, I mean, that's not really going to do anything on paper. So, okay, what can we do to kind of spice this up a little bit?
Brian,
all right, I'll go by the American dream. People will love that. So, and like you said, that also kind of forms into the whole United States versus UK kind of thing that they're trying to do.
Yeah. Brian, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Rob's here.
So,
hey, Robert.
Hey, buddy. I can barely hear you, but that's cool because I really don't need to. It's all good. I mean, if you want to turn them up, that's cool, but whatever.
Okay.
So wait, so Cody came out and did a whole spiel about being married to a black woman, having a mixed
No,
kid?
no, he did a whole spiel about the USA against Agogo because Agogo was trashing it and how Agogo's got a work visa to come here and make money, and he's living the American dream, not the English dream to stay in Great Britain.
Well, they have health care, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but that's the angle he's going. Then he stops in the middle and he's like, in 1961, we had segregation here.
Okay.
And you're like, where are you going with this, buddy?
Right.
And then he ends it how, well, his child is a product of the fact that segregation has ended.
So what was his point?
Okay.
What was he making?
I don't know.
Because
Then he comes back and says, so I'm going to do what only me and my brother can do.
Right.
And which is to adopt the American Dream moniker.
So basically he was coming on national TV in 2021 and he was saying, I'm having a mixed kid. I'm going to be called the American Dream now. Basically what he was doing. Right?
For one night only, though.
For one night only. Okay, well, that's irrelevant for what I'm thinking. But I'm like, it's 2021. I mean, mixed children are I do shows at bars, trivia shows at bars, right? And I have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24-year-olds all hanging out there. Mixed kids are not – he's not breaking the barrier here. I mean, I understand that Cody understood what racism was when he started dating Brandy based on his own words, right? Didn't understand it. And I get that. You know, a lot of us learn as we go. But Cody,
you
brother.
can speak from that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm still learning today. But Cody, bro, you are not breaking you're not shattering a ceiling here. This is not a yeah, let it go, bro. I mean, we're still fighting for equal rights. No one can argue with that, but yeah, you're way past the whole interracial relationship having a kid thing.
Right. And then to bring it like back full circle, and he's like, so I'm going to do what everybody's been wanting me to do for a while. Like, it's like, this is now back about a name change?
Cody is so...
Yeah, no, we're talking about wrestling now?
I've
said you just took us somewhere else. How are you trying to bring this back?
I've said it so many times, and then I'll say this and I'll get out of here. I said this so many times. Cody is so about himself that when you think you're woke, you're not, because you're so woke within what you think you know or what you've learned. So when you learn that, racism is a thing, and then you want to talk to the world like everybody doesn't know that, and you're like enlightening them, you're not. It's been a thing, you know. Yeah. So but he's that way with everything.
Yeah, DP says it was a MAGA Cody promo with a baby mention thrown in.
Right. Oh, yeah. So I'm just saying that this is Cody always does this with everything. He always makes it where he's like the groundbreaker or the continent mover or whatever the fuck you want to call him. You're not breaking anything, Cody. You're actually coming in like 5th and 6th or further back on everything you do. You're nowhere near the top 10 as far as breaking a barrier goes on anything, right? So, I'm sorry. He turned a championship ring or belt into a ring one time. Good for you.
Well, what about neck tattoos? He's got a cool neck tattoo.
Yeah.
What about the fact that he announced they're going to be full capacity at Double or Nothing?
I mean, that's horrible. But at least his wife is hot, so good for him, right?
Yeah, you did catch that part, Brian, about full capacity.
Yeah, they've been kind of rumoring it for the past week or so now, and
look,
they're trying so hard to make sure they're out the gate before WWE.
Here's what I don't get. And I'm gonna say this, and I'll go away. Here's what I don't get. So right now, Ohio, the governor of Ohio announced that anyone who gets a vaccine in Ohio is now eligible. 5 people out of the state are eligible for a $1 million lottery prize just for getting the vaccine, right? And all these different companies are giving away free shit. At my trivia show, I'm giving 20 points to people who have vaccines. Everybody's trying to encourage getting vaccines. Yeah. Why in the absolute fuckbird would Tony Khan, knowing that his model, his income model is he needs crowds, right? He needs full stadiums wherever he goes to make money to pay his talent to not go in the red. So you should be pushing vaccines, and if you're doing a show now at full capacity, wonderful, good, we're all excited about that, but why don't you make it mandatory that you're full vaccinated to go to the show? And add something onto it. If you're fully vaccinated, you get to go to the show and exert fucking extra thing here, you know?
Jade Cargill gets to kick you in the nuts.
Yeah, the Bucks will give you a free T-shirt.
Yeah, they'll take you to fucking Cracker Barrel. I don't know, but, you know,
$5 Cracker Barrel gift cards for everybody with a vaccine. There you go.
Don't use this opportunity to say, oh, yay, the pandemic's over, because it's not. Use this opportunity to say, hey, we can do things when we do it right. Be a responsible member of our society and help us out. I think that's fair, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think
But
there's
it's Florida.
we could talk for fucking hours
I
about
know.
so many
I'm
things
done.
that they could do better.
It was good. It was good to see you guys tonight.
Yeah,
Bye.
there's a lot they could
Hey,
do
you too.
better.
All right, bye. Mute me.
So Shoji says, I do like the American Dream name coming back. Adam, is it smart for AEW to do the USA versus some other country during this pandemic thing? No, I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. No.
You want to do Cody versus Gogo? Do it all day. Do it till your heart's content. And I'm 100% fine with the American Dream name thing. No issues. It's his fucking son.
The
problem
one
I
of the
have
things,
is
though,
the timing of this should not be a USA versus someone else.
Well, I wonder if they're doing this because, and I don't know what travel looks like. Who knows what it's going to look like? Actually, you know what? They're probably, I will say this. I'm going to make a guess that it's going to be Cody and Anthony Gogo in the UK at some point. I think that's what this is. They're going to plant the seeds over here. Then they're going to have a rematch, and it's going to be in the UK, and that's going to be AEW's first UK.
How
tour.
if Pac can't travel full time, or Pac?
Hey.
How are they going to get
so
Jesus Christ, how are they going to
get they just announced, did you see the NFL schedule was announced? No? They're going back to the UK. So if the NFL can go over there, why can't wrestling? Right?
Great. Great.
Because you don't know what you're talking about. So that's why you blacked out.
Idiocracy needs to come quickly. I'm done with Cody. I want to move on to the okay, much like the Cody promo, this is an up and down one for me here. Fucking loved one half of this, fucking hate the other half. First off, the fact that I have to see a Bucks match and then a Bucks promo afterwards when the Bucks were oh man, like come on. I did like the fact that you saw the SCU before the match talking about AEW didn't make us do this shit. This stipulation is for us. It's time. We either get this or we go our separate ways. And I really like Kazarian. I've always liked, but I mean, he proved he could still go against Christian. If he wants to be a single star, he can be a single star. There really isn't a singles division in AEW, but looks like they're starting to form one again. So cool with that. Christopher Daniels, I've said for a while very critically that the BME is no longer the BME.
Oh God, you've been saying this for fucking years. It's so go on.
And tonight, I'm gonna give Curryman a hard pass here. I think that his botch of the BME was a purposeful botch. I think this is a character botch. What did you think about it?
I don't think it was on purpose. I think that he
Really?
was fucking losing a lot of blood, man. There's no surprise that he was slippery or slipped on the ropes like that.
No.
I think they covered it up, right? Yeah, definitely, because he did it right after, right? Like he botched it and then got back up and did it again. I feel like that was like a good cover up. I really don't think that it was purposeful. Purposeful? Is that the word?
I think it was
Purposely?
him. I think it was him trying to possibly admit he's lost a step and maybe take a different role on the roster. Somewhere. Not
He's been doing a lot more behind the scenes stuff. He works, I believe, as talent in talent relations.
Correct. This is him joining the Jerry Lynn's, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this is a way for him to go out. Maybe he even does a bye-bye match against Frankie. Maybe that's it. He says, before I'm not who I once was before I set sail, since I'm in my 50s, Frankie. I want my last match to be with you. Beyond that,
or maybe it's going to be against Baron Corbin or something. They bring him in.
or maybe this was Daniel's last match because the Great Bucks steal from one member of DX here and do the HBK Flair. I'm sorry, I love you super kick.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they didn't score the pin there. The Bucks suck, man. They suck as heels. They suck as heels.
You hate them right now, so obviously they're doing something right.
Dude, what fucking heel has to remind the crowd that they're Christians?
Because it bothers you? It makes people uncomfortable?
No. I have no problem with anyone's faith wanting to do anything and bring it into their characters is fine. If you are doing something good and want to be like, oh, we're good. When their faces, bring it up all day fucking long. When you are heels, when you are supposed to be shit heels who now talk about how you're going to be in their later promo, how they're going to be selfish and self-centered and do what they want for themselves. Why in the fucking that promo are you mentioning that you're Christian?
Because maybe that's how Christians are, bro. Ask Rob.
Also, what the fuck, Brian? Hey, guess what? Next week, since we're fighting champions, we're going to take on the number 1 ranked team, the Varsity Blondes, for the championship. And before those words even finish out their fucking mouth, they're like, and guess what? We're going to challenge Mox and Kingston for the tag titles at Double or Nothing. Dude, how many times have we just given a championship match to a team that nobody ever in the world thinks is fucking winning? I'll give you 1,000. I'll give you 1,001 odds. Varsity Blondes are not the champions at the end of next week. 1,001, Brian. You pay me $1, I'll pay you 1,000. You want that action?
All right, but but I don't want it the other way.
No, it's not the other way. You basically saying by agreeing to this bet, you're basically saying that you are willing to give me $1. Because
I'm not going to Venmo you.
There's no way the Varsity Blondes on the on with 2 more Dynamites to go to Double or Nothing are taking the titles from the Bucks before the Bucks go. Why do they do this shit? Why do they do this shit? What they should have done here, Brian, is the Bucks fight the Blondes next week, and after the match, challenge Mox and Kingston to Double or Nothing. You would still have 1 more Dynamite. You've been programming it anyway. People see it coming. But you wouldn't shit all over the fucking Varsity Blondes. Almost said Hollywood Blondes.
It's not shitting on them. How is it shitting on them?
It is so shitting on them, Brian. They're looking straight past them. They're like, by the way, we're fighting them next week.
Well, exactly. They're cocky heels, man. That's the whole point. They're looking past their opponents because they think they're better than everyone.
How long did that take you to come up with as your silver lining defense there?
Nothing. What are you talking about? I just thought of it from your fucking bullshit.
It's a clusterfuck.
That's
booking.
right, DP. I did work hard for my $1.
Yeah, you did. You tried.
It's not a clusterfuck.
Jackson is no Matt Hardy. He was really struggling trying to act like a heel tonight. Yeah, I think they both were. I think that promo backstage was weak. I think them and here's what I'm saying, Brian, if they're so self-righteous and Christian and good and whatever, you don't come out and brag about your $1,000 sneakers.
Why? That's what Christians do, man.
No, that's what heels do. So they got half right.
You don't think Christians are heels?
Yeah, maybe. I was trying not to go there, but maybe you're right. Maybe I should just, 2 + 2 = 4.
I mean, yeah, right. Look.
Anyway, SCU, thanks for the memories. It does feel weird that a legit tag team, the first champion ever, is already broken up. It feels weirder that they broke up with their third member leaving to go pursue his singles career, who has now been in a tag team ever since. And Kaz is the guy that's now single. That's a weird twist of fate, Brian. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it is kind of strange. It is kind of strange. But I mean, those guys are older, right? You know, it's kind of. I don't know where Kaz is going. I mean, I don't know what
Kaz
he's
is going
gonna
on
do. I don't know
at
if
least a little singles run. At least a little.
You think so? I would
bit.
like that.
And after Christian
maybe
Cage
him-
loses
him
his
and,
championship, he'll be his tag partner.
Or go against Scorpio, right? They have to have a match at some point.
Yeah, sure.
You don't think so?
All right. So after this, I hate the Bucks. After this, Christian said something. I don't remember what it was. I forgot to write it down.
Beat everyone. Outwork everyone.
Oh yeah. Okay. Paige. Okay. I flat out laughed out loud here. Paige is the de facto leader of Dark Order, at least for right now.
I mean, -1, but yeah.
And his promos now look like Jimmy Fallon and his band doing, one of their sessions. So clearly, they're all together. But I like how it started off with, Hangman, you were number 1, and then you lost to Brian Cage, and now you're all the way dropped to number 5. And number 5 in the background, he goes, 5's not so bad. I laughed. That
Laughed. That made you laugh.
That was the funniest part of the night to me. I laughed out loud. I belly laughed, whole body laughed. I don't know why I found that tickled me so much.
Huh. I didn't find it that funny. Speaking of funny parts, I did laugh during the Bucks match when Matt sprayed the icy hot or whatever that stuff was in what's his face's Daniels' face. Then Don on commentary goes, "He's trying to stop the bleeding." Oh, that was comical.
Yeah, clearly.
Good. I belly laughed.
Okay, good for you, belly laugher.
Yeah.
What
are we talking about? Where are we?
We were talking about the fact that Hangman Page and number 5 made me laugh.
Yes, that's right.
Let's see before we round out some of this other important stuff, because we only got 2 important things, so I'm kind of filling in the blanks here. Thunder Rosa won. Jade had a promo. While we're talking about Jade, she said something about China recently. How she loved the way she looked, wrestled, and the confidence she gave her, and a lot of her style and look is based on her. And I agree. Say what you want about China's Latter-day Sins or whatever, with the porn career, but China had a great look, muscle-bound physique and style. She was the 9th wonder of the world for a reason. That was an aptly earned title. So kudos for Jade for acknowledging her. Then, let's get to it. We got a number 1 contenders match, and we've got a coronation. Let's start with the number 1 contenders match. OC versus Pac. Brian, to me, match of the night here. What do you think?
Match of the night? Really? An OC match?
Yes, because for a change, I don't like the acting of Kenny Omega. He fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But I like the angle that happened here, and I like how it came about. And I think if you had put anybody else in Omega's part, this would be one of those home run moments for somebody like MJF. If MJF were the champion here, and he had a mouthpiece like Callis to play off of, because you've got basically OC laying down. You've got Pac about to win. You have Callis distracting Aubrey. You have Omega come in out of nowhere, takes a cheap shot because he said he didn't take OC seriously, and he said he wanted to fight Pac. So you take out Pac here is what Omega thinks he's doing, but oh no, here comes Tony as the anonymous GM. By the way, that's what that felt like.
Kind of.
Like, you might as well have that be Tony's intro music. I've just been
Right.
told that you will have 2 opponents. Okay, this right up until that point, when Tony delivered that line, Brian, I think we're in gold territory. Everything I
Wait,
thought.
why do you have a problem with that line? Everyone
No,
knows
no, no,
that
no, no,
Tony
no.
Khan is
No.
what?
I don't have a problem with the line. I have a problem with what happens after when Kenny reacts. The line is fine.
What his overacting?
He just sucks. Like, he's like, what? I got to fight 2 guys? Like, he can't figure out if he wants to be Matt Riddle or if he wants to be Hunter. I really think that. He cannot pick a lane. We know our boys.
Sometimes he tries to be cool. Sometimes he tries to be cocky.
You know, you and I, we talk sometimes with one of our board lieutenants off air, Sklenar, and he always has said this. So I'm not stealing his credit, but I've always agreed with him ever since he dropped this bomb. Kenny Omega is goofy. He's just goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to believe him as a heel because he's so goofy.
I mean, the same thing could be said for the Bucks. All of them are. But they're supposed
the
to
Bucks
be their heels.
just
So
suck
that's
at being
the
heels.
point.
They do
Well,
not.
you're just an absolute Young Bucks.
And they
hater.
played jump rope with the heel face. Don't hurt my daddy. We're heels. Don't hurt my daddy. We're heels. Soji says Omega's such a joke, but I still find it entertaining. Daniel Price says Pac stood on the turnbuckle for like 10 seconds while he waited on Cassidy to slowly spin around in a 180 to get into position just to roll to the turnbuckle. Okay, yeah, that can come from Pac not being able to work with the guys like he should. I don't know that you can completely blame Kenny there. Does Kill or Nothing or Pac? Does Kenny pin Pac or Cassidy? Sorry, I fucked up. I read that all wrong, Stike. Ryan, what do you think?
It's all right, man.
Ooh, and Soji's wants to fight. He says, match of the night. Hell no, SCU is match of the night. I'll never give a Bucks match of the night. Sorry, Soji. You might be right there, but
How was that?
can't
I
admit
think that was absolutely match of the night.
Bucks and
How
SCU.
is that not? Also, it should be noted, we didn't even fucking talked about it. Oh, we mentioned it, but Daniels lost a lot of blood. Like, he was gushing, man. I was surprised.
You know, when you reach a certain age, you might have to take blood thinners, and then when you blade, suicide starts bleeding.
Yeah.
See, did you see that? I worked in both his other names. You like that, Brian? Or did you not even notice?
Was he ever suicide?
Bitch, please. When it comes to TNA, I apparently know so much more than you. Okay, so you lord over all.
I disagree. We have to
you
do
lord
TNA
over
trivia
all
then
the
soon.
bingo halls,
Bingo,
and all the independent circuits. But I mean, you did not know he was suicide at one time.
No, I forgot it. Right, I've known so much that
TJ Perkins
hard to
was
keep it all in
suicide. Shit, I think maybe.
All right. Well,
Kaz
Daniels was only
suicide.
suicide for a year. You're saying it like he was there for like forever.
He was suicide for a year. A year, Brian.
That's not that long.
And
In
he and I
2009.
said Curry Man earlier. You didn't catch that one.
Of course, I caught Curry Man. I was surprised that you even know who Curry Man is. TJ Perkins, Jonathan Gresham, Caleb Conley, Zachary Wentz, Kiyoshi. I don't know who that is. I don't even know who you are. Who is this? Kiyoshi. Frankie Kazarian.
Yes, because Kaz I think was a brief one though. I don't think
He was
Kaz
the first.
Yeah, but I don't think
Kaz was it for 2 years. 2
He
years,
was?
bro. Yeah. It was
I
him,
knew
and
he
then it was Daniels.
I knew he was the first, but I didn't realize it was 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, Suicide was part of like the feast or famine gimmick. If you lost, you became Suicide for a while there. If you were the guy who got fired, you became Suicide.
Pretty much. Yeah, right.
Rondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
affects now. All right. Anything on the board before we move on? Oh, camera caught Daniels pulling out the blade, so that's why he lost a lot of blood. And DP reminds me of my new segment. I'm talking about production botches. Somebody in the truck caught that blade. That's bad. But guess what else they caught?
What?
As we go into the next segment, they caught Jericho's face long before he was supposed to reveal that he was with Inner Circle when they come out here. Oh, let me paint the picture. Inner Circle won a rematch. That's an earlier promo. They're still standing even though Jericho and Ortiz weren't with them. They come out with a very obvious this is Austin's beer truck or Angle's milk truck angle here, except it's the bubbly because Jericho wants to sell some more champagne to everybody that's still got their check, stimulus money. So I got to eat some crow, Brian.
Okay.
I'm only going to eat it because you're my co-host tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I asked why with, what do you call it on the horizon? Double or Nothing on the horizon. Why they would do blood and guts. What was the point of this? Well, because they want the rematch to be Stadium Stampede. And the Inner Circle has to break up if they lose.
Yep.
Is this going to lead to a rubber match, or is the Inner Circle done?
Well, I know Jericho is going on tour, right? He's got a Fozzy tour. I don't know if that's going to have any conflicting dates. So,
no, I'm sure he's going to every city that AEW's already booked in.
No. What?
Yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
Slow the travel costs. It's going to follow my own self. Earn 2 checks in every city.
No, I don't think they could do a third one. I really feel like this is going to be. I feel like Pinnacle is going to go over, and I feel like this could be the end of Inner Circle.
You don't think that there's some possibility that they lead to a rubber match that's an elimination of some sort, elimination style match?
I don't. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be such a.
Stike says Inner Circle wins, and the rubber match is MJF versus Jericho 1-on-1 at All Out. I think Inner Circle doesn't have to win for that to happen. They could lose, and that could still happen. I think that's the losing scenario, Stike, where they break up. Where was Ortiz, and why was Jericho wearing such a huge brace? Was he really injured? No, I think he's probably trying to sell the cardboard boxes he landed in. And Stike also says, Brian, he thinks that this was just a slap in the face to WWE by doing the champagne.
Well, that I agree with. I don't know. I mean, I'm very torn on this because part of me is like, okay, this is like, I don't know if WWE is the first one to do this. I don't know. I don't think any other company has done the big hose. Have you ever seen that done before? They did it with Austin.
I've also I've also out of the 3 times I've never seen the aim be so shitty.
Yeah,
he blasted the crowd long before he touched Pinnacle. I mean, he overshot everybody and hit everybody on the other side of the ring.
Like there's pro wrestling tropes that just I don't know, that it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me when they just reuse them, and because I mean we've had this conversation before where it feels like nothing's ever really new. Okay, right? They just kind of recycle things.
No, but the milk was a great parody.
It was. Well, this was,
and it was done.
It wasn't clever.
It was done to the beer guy. Let's not forget that. Angle blasted Austin with the milk. So you're okay with doing that. If somebody else came out with fucking Tang and blasted Angle with Tang, okay, you don't have Austin there, but Angle was the one the first parody, so okay, you got an extension there. This had nothing to do with any of them.
Jericho. Yeah, it does. Jericho had bubbly. That was all bubbly.
We've already had a bubbly mimosa
bro.
match, dude. We've already had a bubbly mimosa match.
We never had a hose. We never had a bubbly hose.
And why didn't Jericho just reveal himself immediately and have the hose be hidden? Because that was the other thing. You knew right where this was fucking going. The second, they're honking the horn. Sammy's holding the hose. It's in every shot, just like Jericho's face was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
What's a board saying?
I had issues with this. I think that if I was booking this right, Inner Circle loses, then you go with Stike's idea, MJF versus Jericho all out. If Inner Circle wins, you do a rubber match with an elimination. Pinnacle still goes over in the end, but then you could add the stipulation for that final match that the losing team breaks up. Not one or the other. You could make it certain and final. This is it. Losing team breaks up. You get eliminated. One by one. There's
but they're already doing
5
that, though.
pins. No, they're not. Stadium Stampede was one.
Well, they're saying the pin. Okay, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. I don't. That's like rehash, though, right? Don't you guys hate rehash? And that they're
how is that rehash?
They use the same stipulation.
No. That's not that's not the same stipulation. A Stadium Stampede.
Similar.
If that's going to be their signature match, that's fine. The Blood and Guts is War Games. I mean, that's not anything original. But Stadium Stampede was kind of original, Brian.
No. I'm talking about the fact that you said that they would have to break up.
Well, yes, but now you twist it to both sides. The one good thing about most Inner Circle feuds, and I think this one is still going in that direction, is there is a clear escalation. They don't have a hardcore match and then have a normal singles match. You know, they have a normal singles match, then they go hardcore, then they go career versus career. You know what I'm saying? Like they always escalate it properly.
They have to keep upping the ante, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that if this isn't the final chapter, then that's where your natural progression of growth is. But I think Stike's right. He's got it twisted. If they lose, then Jericho, maybe, and we talked about this. Maybe Hager stays with Jericho. Maybe Hager leaves entirely. I think Santana and Ortiz stay together no matter what.
Yeah, they'll be fine as a tag team.
Yep. But I think the end of this feud does have Inner Circle disbanding, at least temporarily. A Super Soaker on a pole match. That's funny, DP. So just real quickly as we close out here, I want to run down the card for Double or Nothing. Hangman challenged Cage. So basically Dark Order versus Team Taz. That's the brawl of the night. We've got Cody versus Gogo, Sheeta versus Britt, Bucks versus Mox and Kingston, Stadium Stampede, Kenny versus OC and Pac. I wrote on my sheet Kenny versus Omega versus Pac. That's not right.
Silly.
Kenny versus Omega. And I think they're going to add Miro Archer. I think they add Darby Sting, Paige Scorpio. I think those are the ones that get made on next week's show to get added. And then we have a Casino Battle Royal with Christian and Matt Sydal and players to be named later. Yeah, I think that's Christian.
I wonder who's going to debut.
I think it's Christian.
You think wins. Christian's going to win?
Yeah. Just to put him in the title picture next. Yeah, I do.
I want Gangrel to fucking come back. He should have the new Brood. Bring back Gangrel. And then once Jeff Hardy, there we go. Then sign Jeff Hardy, and then you have the new Brood.
No, don't like that.
What?
overall, I think this was a pretty good show. I still have one, if I'm going to go to Petty Town here, Brian, is the predictability, like Stike says here on the board. The predictability of the booking. Who's going to win? Omega's not losing. Britt is not. Britt is taking the title from Shida. Omega's not losing. Here, I mean, I can pick the card right here. If Miro just won the title, then Archer's not winning. Maybe they protect him, but he's not winning. Darby and Sting, that might be a toss-up. Cody versus Gogo. If Cody's wrestling his American Dream, he's winning. One night only. Hangman versus Cage. That might be a toss-up. Stadium Stampede. I think Inner Circle is going to lose. And then we can have our dad joke that Daniel Price provided where they're going to go by smaller faction name, the Semicircles. Good one, DP. I think Inner Circle should break up Sammy and Ortiz, and Santana should be a faction. The new face, LAX with Thunder Rosa. No. I think Sammy should stay with Jake. And I think Santana and Ortiz, even though they don't need it, could benefit by having Thea Trinidad, I believe.
I was going to even say Zelina Vega, but
no.
Look at you. Thea. I wonder if she's gonna go by her real name, or if she's gonna have like a I don't know, gimmick name.
I don't know. Just get us one step closer to Tommy End, and we'll be good.
Yes.
Speaking of the end, true. Brian, that's it. That's a wrap. This show is over. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna be back Monday with Rob, the AEW hater. And between now and then, you'll get the All Elite Hour. And don't forget to subscribe to Patreon. That's patreon.com/MOWP. $9.98 gets you all of our extra content. We got a couple videos with Papa Jew up there, and he's going to be back in 2 Mondays to tell us all about kayfabe, man. That was the most fun. I don't even think he knows the word kayfabe. But he really thought that he was teaching us kayfabe. So we've had a wrestling podcast for 5 years, and my father, the 74-year-old man, thinks that he's telling us about kayfabe and how it works. So thank you, Dad. Good job.
Yes, thank you, Jody.
So he'll be back. That was always fun. Until then. You're stuck with me, Brian, and sometimes Rob, which, by the way, that opening, when they say 660 pounds and it's just the two of us, Rob's not here. I'm like, fuck, everybody probably thinks we're super fat.
That's good. That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Like 330 for you and me. Well, you're a little bigger. So what? You're 350 and I'm 310?
I'll be like 375. Yeah. No, fuck it. I'll be 400. I'll be 400.
There you go. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, until next time, same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Were you talking?
Markdown Podcast is produced and edited by E-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to it. Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Please, listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.